Klopp was pretty fine over
Yeah. Yeah, that's very fair.
He did alright, that fella, didn't he? He did alright.
Wow, did I really make this?
Yes, we're back for another episode 9, Minichats. Obviously, Shubz weren't here for last week, and you went to the game, innit? The cup game.
Yeah, the Brighton game on Tuesday, man. Good game, man.
Yeah,
great game to watch.
Yeah. So, but we're all back. He's back here now. Have you got anything to share about that game? To be fair.
No, the game was good, man. It was great to see a lot of the talent. Dalman getting his first start. The way he just gets the crowd off their feet, man. Every time the ball even gets to him is mad. Yeah. Annous obviously made his debut as well. And
who? Annous?
Yeah, some kid, Harriman-Annous. So he's a young kid from my academy.
What position?
Striker.
Oh,
yeah, striker.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a good run out. Good to see a lot of the kids. A lot of that is our future on display. And now shout out to Dan on. Yeah. As well.
Of course you man advance. Obviously we went out. But man, I was thinking this week we can start on Liverpool. You know what? We always come to Liverpool second or third because it's always a big event because we've been losing there whenever we lose such a big event. But I think if we could start on Liverpool this week, Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0.
Right.
Yeah, back to winning ways for Liverpool. I think the biggest thing is a clean sheet for them. But have you got anything to share? What's your thoughts on the result and the race and all that?
No, to be fair, I didn't get to watch the Liverpool game, unfortunately. But obviously I'm scrolling on my phone to get updates and to see. I'm like, okay, Liverpool have actually got a dub today. Yeah. So, I mean, without having not watched the game, I guess there's not much for me to add on, but, I mean, it does make sense that Gravenberch coming back and, you know, the results are better again, because he's been out of the team for injury, I think, for the last few games.
For sure.
Yeah, and, I agree with a lot of the shit you were saying. By the way, I did also want to say, shouting out to Dami and Marcus for holding it down last week. I think it was a good episode, and shout out to Marcus as well, man. It was a great episode to watch, and good to see a lot of the things that were discussed. So shout out to that really quickly. But back to the Liverpool thing. Yeah, man, not without watching the game, not much, but it's interesting. In terms of the race, I don't know, man. I can't tell with you lot, bro.
Okay,
I can't
you don't feel like there's any... Do you feel like it's open, or it's Arsenal's to I guess it's Arsenal's to lose, or Arsenal's to win? How do you feel?
Only 6 points clear at the moment, so I can never, and with our past trauma, I can never get too overconfident with it. But in terms of who the actual team is, it's just so hard to tell at this point. I mean, anytime I think Liverpool, you're right beside me saying this season's a write-off, it's top 4 and all that. Yeah. So then, if Liverpool fans aren't that fully convinced, how can I be as well? So I don't know. We'll just see. We take it game by game, man.
I think that's the best way. But yeah, man. So we get into this Liverpool game. I'll really go in with my thoughts. Obviously, I've got stronger feelings towards this game. It was good to see the starting lineup initially. I was happy with how we lined up. Very glad to see Robertson starting again for Liverpool. And I mentioned it in last episode that it was strange in Brentford where we started Kirkheads, in my opinion, because in Frankfurt we just looked comfortable. There was a consensus amongst the fan base. And clearly, Van Dijk, I can speak for definitely Van Dijk here, that we were more comfortable, bro, with Robertson starting instead of Kirkheads. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So But then we started Kirkes, so yeah, seeing Robertson back in the starting 11, much better.
Yeah.
And this was, it's mad that we're having to celebrate this, yeah. But in the Frankfurt game, they did get the first goal, but it took them 25 minutes. It took them 25 minutes to get that goal. And then with Robertson again, we got a clean sheet. And we've had to celebrate that because the whole of last month, we've conceded in the first 15 minutes of like every Prem game. It's been mad. Yeah. And most of them first 10, like 5 minutes in one of them, 3 minutes on another.
Yeah.
So then it just makes the game so tough, and we're having to go against a low block for like pretty much a whole match. So yeah, man, like that was big for us. Having Robertson start, we looked a lot more comfortable in the defence.
Yeah.
And everyone like reacted, and that was everyone did. Bradley, Robertson, even Van Dijk and Konate both played well together on the same day. Finally, like normally one of them is good and the other one isn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, like that made us look better.
Yeah.
McAllister performed. Gravenberch being back, we needed big time.
Yeah.
But the main thing is Salah, who actually, like, he actually put in an effort.
Right.
And with him putting in an effort, like yesterday he was pressing, he was coming deep, pressing even more than Ekitike was pressing for most of the game. He was coming deep to receive the ball, but not only to, that helps us so much because for the last couple of weeks he hasn't been coming deep to receive the ball. He's just kind of waiting to receive it behind their defence, right? But with him doing that, it's been a struggle playing out the back.
Yeah.
Because even sometimes with wide players, they may end up receiving it from defenders or fullbacks even. So like with him coming to help, it just helps so much in the build-up and everything. Like it made such a difference the way Salah performed, and that's all us Liverpool fans have been asking for, man. Like we obviously still love, because I think things have got a little misconstrued regarding Salah and the Liverpool fan base as of late. And obviously we want...
In what way? Can you explain on that?
Yeah, because it's been like people are saying like, see, this is why you don't disrespect Salah, and loads of people have been disrespecting like Salah and the way he's been playing, and like him not being in the starting 11 and he should be dropped and stuff. Yeah, he should be dropped if he performs like how he was performing last month, where he's not putting in an effort, he's not pressing, he's like taking shots where he misses and he don't care. But the way he performed yesterday, which is how he's been playing for most of his Liverpool career, when he plays this way and like presses, comes to receive the ball, like utilises all this energy, then we're happy for him to still be starting for us, you know what I'm saying, this season. And it's how it should look. Obviously, he hit 250 goals,
but
which is big for him.
Last season when he wasn't doing that, obviously he was scoring the goals, it was accepted.
Yeah, but that was because of the system. No, like with a change in system, with like how we changed up, it was inevitable that he was going to have to actually kind of come back and come to press a bit more and receive the ball a bit more, because number one, just the changing of all of the attackers meant he was going to probably have to do that a bit more. I don't know if we've really looked into things, but Ekitike isn't a big presser like that. He don't press a lot at all, so like obviously that's going to fall on. Before it was like Diaz, Nunes. Like, bruv, you don't need to ask Nunes to press. That guy will run down defenders, goalkeepers, and even if Diaz was on, he would do the same. He presses hard. Gakpo does a little bit as well, so it was, everyone kind of did it, but obviously that changed a lot. So with that changing now, you got to kind of set the culture and the pace, because you're the one that understands what it means to play for the team. So for him doing that again, and when you're like a player at that stature, to me you kind of have to set the example so that everyone else, you don't give other people an excuse. And the way he played yesterday is what we want to see, pressing again. And nah, man, it was cold. It was cold from us. Like Ekitike, I was upsetting that he didn't get the goal. Because he got the goal, but he was offside.
Right. And
again, I've mentioned this before with Ekitike. on the ball, he can do no wrong. No wrong. He's amazing on the ball.
Right.
But off the ball, sometimes his positioning isn't always the greatest.
Yeah.
He loves to receive. He loves coming short and receiving. He's he's magnetic towards the ball. He's like a magnet to the ball. He wants to always come close to wherever the ball is and receive it to his feet.
Right.
He doesn't really like running in behind. There was even one moment he's running for a ball and Salah is running for the exact same ball. And then he realised late, so then he makes his run in behind. But it weren't a straight run because he ran for the ball and Salah was as well. So it ended up being a bent curve run. And Salah tried to put him through still, but he couldn't give him the best ball. And that was like just off-ball movement and off-ball stuff where he can improve Ekitike, but he's definitely still my first choice striker for Liverpool right now. Yeah, definitely. Kobe. Oh, he can chill, but yeah, like for now, he's definitely still my first choice striker. And yeah, man, like to me, it's either Ekitike and Isak, or Ekitike and Isak, or Ekitike and Salah, like we set up yesterday. And yeah, man, I was happy with how we played. How we set up. Robertson back in the squad again. Hopefully that's for the long haul. Robertson will be starting. And yeah, man, I really like it. Really liked it. You said some stuff to me about like with Kirkez, you've got a bit of sympathy because you think Van Dijk is like.
Yeah, I think he's brilliant, man. Like I do think, like obviously, I think I actually reposted one of your takes on Van Dijk. Like accountability stuff and like and I guess since you've kind of been pointing it out, I have been watching him a bit closely whenever I do watch you lot, and I do think Van Dijk's started to become a bit stroppy, and like I've seen this happen at Arsenal a few times when a player's like achieved all he can at the club, and then when it's time to rein in the next generation of players, they kind of start to feel they're above the team. And I've seen it with Alexis. It's mad to say because like Henry, obviously, in a lot of Arsenal fans' in a lot of our eyes, Henry cannot do any wrong. But even his final season at the first season in the Emirates, which was his final season at Arsenal. Henry started to have that attitude, and like he wasn't really helping a lot of the young players that were coming through. So at that time, for his position even, it would have been Van Persie, Adebayor, and then Fabregas, Kleb, all these younger guys. And Henry would like throw his arms up when he's not getting the ball. When someone doesn't see the pass, he gets stroppy and all of this. And like it became a bit uncomfortable, and you could see it was almost suffocating to a lot of the young players. And granted, the following season was the season we almost came alive again. When we sold Henry, Adebayor, I think I said this before, but Adebayor hit a mad year where he scored 30 goals. And then we were actually in the...
Was that the season he got the same amount of goals as Torres?
07, 24, 25 in the league, and then in all competitions. But then, like we were fighting for the league, and that was our first sort of title race since the Invincible season, really, or maybe Mourinho's first season. Granted, we didn't last all the way, and I think we dropped down a few places after that, but like we were there till maybe March or whatever. And it was just a season that kind of brought some enthusiasm back to the club. And that was when Henry had went. So I've seen this a few times at Arsenal. Even Van Persie, like Van Persie's final season, he played an absolute blinder. So he couldn't do no wrong in many Arsenal fans' eyes, including myself. Like, he was always right, blah, blah, blah. But I remember he used to be quite, even tough on guys like Ramsey, right? And, like, what can you say? Van Persie's banging in 30-plus goals, and Ramsey's maybe struggling at that point. Like, you're going to obviously side with Van Persie in that instance. But Van Persie eventually left. And then Ramsey, a couple seasons later, Ramsey hits his best ever form. And sometimes I feel like some of these experienced players, when they've kind of achieved all they can at their club, and then you kind of see the attitude and the kind of, you know, bemoaning some of their teammates and stuff. I see a bit of this with Van Dijk and Kerkez. You first pointed out to me that he ignores him a lot on the passing.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I've seen that for myself now. And then, like, against Man U, there was a time he tried to clear the ball, hit Kerkez's face, and Van Dijk's getting stroppy with Kerkez. How can you get stroppy at him for you booting the ball at his face? You're trying to clear the ball, it's hit him, and you're having a go at him. What's he meant to do? Not exist? You're basically having a go at him for existing. And when I saw that, I was like, nah.
But it's your positional, it's positional play.
He's in the right. He wasn't in the wrong place. He wasn't in the wrong place. Your clearance just wasn't great. That's it. Like you're saying, his accountability, lack of accountability.
No. I definitely see fully what you're saying with Van Dijk. I do fully. However, at the same time, I think Kerkez hasn't made it easy for bro. Even as us fans, I'm sorry, but we feel a lot more comfortable with Robertson. I'm speaking for every Liverpool fan. I know I am right now. We do feel a lot more comfortable with Kerkez.
I do get it.
With Robertson. Sorry, go on.
I do get it, but there is a thing where when you've got that kind of pressure on you from a senior player who is basically he runs the dressing room and all of this. Every move, you can almost start to overthink every move, and it's suffocating. And I think that is affecting his performance, where he's just shook of just being shouted out or looked at a certain way and all of this. And I think every decision now he's overthinking it because of the attitude of guys like Van Dijk. And I know it's crazy because people are going to say, yeah, but why would you back Kerkez over Van Dijk? Yeah, fine, but it's the same thing we were saying, why would you back Ramsey over Van Persie? Sometimes the team as a whole, I think, will improve once Salah and Van Dijk goes, because in terms of actually embracing the new era, I don't think they're doing it that way.
Yeah, I agree with you though. In the long term, I've said it here, but I think I said it with Marcus last week, and I said it here, but next season I don't want both of them starting in Liverpool's first 11. You know what I'm saying? I would still keep Van Dijk because it's a lot more political in terms of he's a captain.
Yeah.
And so hopefully him and Kerkez can gain some chemistry because he is a captain and his abilities are maybe too unique.
Right.
Where we might still, but I don't want both. I do think we do need to shift away from the Klopp era, especially the over 30 Klopp era. Not everyone. Obviously, Szoboszlai is moving crazy right now, and Conor Bradley looked a lot more confident yesterday.
Right.
So obviously, I still want them and everything, but with the Klopp Mane, that era of things where it was Mane and Salah and Henderson and all that, Van Dijk. Yeah, I do think we do need to. I wouldn't really want all of them starting. Only Van Dijk, he's a captain. If we do have Van Dijk and Guéhi together, and Van Dijk is still a captain for one of those seasons, I think that can be great for maybe Guéhi to potentially take the reins, if not Szoboszlai. Yeah, but it'll have to be someone who's consistently in the squad. And obviously he's shown he's a leader, Guéhi. You know what I'm saying? At Palace, he's won trophies as a leader at Palace. So hopefully we can get him on the free. That's obviously going to be a big one during the World Cup time and stuff. I don't know if he'll sign a contract before or after. Who knows, you know what I'm saying? But probably after, he'll probably be able to get more dough if he performs well for England. But yeah, man, we'll just have to see when that bridge comes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, overall for Liverpool, a lot more comfortable to watch as a fan.
Right.
Am I going to say we're in the title race again? No, not yet, because I still think we've got issues in defence. But it was good to see us get a clean sheet.
Yeah.
We just need to take each day as it comes. We've got Real Madrid on Tuesday. That's a big one. They're on form. You know what I'm saying? My guy Amin is going to be coming to watch that. He's from Malaga, big Real Madrid fan since. So yeah, we're going to need to be on point. I need my boys to bring the W home for that one. And to be honest, this new league phase of the Champions League is now a bit important. I really don't want us to be in December playing them extra knockout games or whatever.
The halfway point, wouldn't it? 4 games now.
Yeah, now this one will be the 4th, halfway point. But if you don't make it in the top 8, you need to do some next playing.
Yeah, the playoff.
Yeah, like we don't need that. With like all of, we don't need more games. We need time on the training pitch. This team does. That's why I even mentioned I didn't really mind getting knocked out of the cup. I know people say it's a bit crazy because we're finalists, but these players need time on the pitch. They can't just be playing games and then travelling all around Europe, man. It's not sustainable. But after that, I was thinking, even Wirtz, right? So Wirtz comes off the bench this game. It's a bit weird how we're using him because he don't start, bro. And he can't. Soberstein's played too good. No. He can't really. But one thing I didn't like what Slot did is when we took off Ekitike, clearly Ekitike was very pissed. Yeah. I think he didn't deserve to come off. On the ball, he was doing magic. Like, he had the crowd moving and whenever was on the ball. Right. And then he scored a disallowed goal, but to me, Gakpo weren't playing great. Right. So I would have liked to see Wirtz come on for Gakpo. Right. But I also want to just see Wirtz in wide spaces now. I don't like seeing Wirtz in the middle of the pitch in the Premier League. I do not like seeing it. Yeah. It's too physical, it's very big. Slot brought Wirtz on at 9 as striker against Tyrone Mings and Konza. Yeah. And it's like, bro. And I know it's like the end of the game, we've won, it's 2-0, but for me, I look at like everything and like even if man is saying like it's the end of the game, I don't care. Like that was very questionable to me because those two, and we've all seen how weak he's been, to be honest, in the Prem. And I think he needs to be wide so he gets more space to operate, and naturally you'll get more space wide. And he's a bit bow-footed so far, what I've seen from Wirtz. He seems a bit bow-footed. So it'll be nice for him to be on either side of the pitch. He'll get space to operate more. So I think it would have been nice for Ekitike to stay, play the full 90, and Wirtz to come on for Gakpo on the side. Even when Wirtz came on, everyone saw he got nutmegged in their box. You know, like, it weren't great. Didn't look that great. But it brought me, like, it had me thinking, right? And I got in a little Facebook debate recently. But like Bundesliga is it's levels below the Prem, bro. Like I'll say like the top 10 teams in the Prem, if for some circumstance they were to swap with a Bundesliga like average team, they would probably make it into the top 4. Like Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Newcastle. Like 3 more, probably even Man U. You know what I'm saying? Like Bournemouth, maybe Brentford, so maybe Brighton, some others. I honestly think, like, okay, maybe I'm going a bit too far.
Man said half the league would finish top 4.
If they were to swap with one team, so obviously not if they were all put in the Bundesliga.
Even that, half the league. You think top 10 is better than 17 Bundesliga teams?
I watched that Frankfurt, like, all the teams I named, like I know it was mainly because of what Mamouche and Ekitike did last season, how they probably got top 4, Frankfurt. But like, I really don't rate the league. Like I know it's a bit mad and it's a bit rude, but I'll be honest, let me just keep it a buck about most of the leagues, and I only really respect. Like I'm gonna see you if I really respect your level, and that means you're either going to be top 4 with one of your leagues, and I'm going to see you in the Champions League. I'm going to see you in the World Cup, or Euros, or I'm going to see you in the Prem. Right. And I'll be honest, I know it sounds a bit mad. Yeah. I'm kind of overlooking like everything else other than that. Like, I'll watch a bit of La Liga here and there, maybe Serie A, but I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to, I'll be honest, with like the level of football I like watching. Like, if you're good enough, you're going to make the top 4 of your league and I'll see you in the champs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. But that's how I feel. And with the Bundesliga, bro, like Wirtz is struggling in the Prem. Like, and when I see, the big thing with Wirtz is how he was struggling in the Prem. Frankfurt, he killed it. He killed that game. Killed that game. Like, started him, Frimpong, Ekitike and everything, but he killed that game. Yeah. And then he came straight back to the Prem and just kind of looked like how he's been looking already and just not getting the time and space. And I was realising the time he was getting in that game and everything. And then it had me thinking, like, a lot of players that have either come to Germany. Like I was in a debate with someone on Facebook who was talking about Harry Kane. He's got like 26 goals already in like 2 months. I'm like, yeah, it's the Bundesliga though. And like, I'm sorry, Harry Kane's highest total in the Premier League is 30 goals. In 3 months, he is not getting 26 goals in the Premier League in 3 months. It's not happening, mate. Like I don't care what anyone says. And then I look at that, and then it had me think about all these players like Werner, who came, was like quite hyped up, ended up being a bit of a flop.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz. I know you argue that Kai Havertz hasn't. He's been decent, I guess.
Yeah,
you
I
argue.
wouldn't put him in the Premier League flop category.
Yeah, it's maybe not, but I think it's debatable. What he did for Chelsea with the Champions League is fair, but it's debatable, I think. But then even when you look at like similar to Kane did bits here, 30 goals, goes there 30 in 3 months. Gnabry, decent here, goes there like one of their best fucking wingers in the league. And like I'm not trying to like shit on him. You know what I'm saying? Like Xavi Simons, can he start? Like he looked mad for Tottenham the other day, and like he's on the bench, bro. He don't start, and it's like.
Do you know what? There are a few examples where it is like that. Like obviously, but that's the case of most leagues. You'll find a lot of La Liga flops over here as well. Yeah. And I do agree that like the league is like I think the standard is different, definitely. Bundesliga compared to the Premier League in terms of like physicality and stuff. Because Sancho's another guy for the example. So I am on that, but I also do think a lot of it is dependent on how you scout. And I think if you scout well, if the player's good, he's good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Naby Keita's another one, but at the same time, I can ring off names that have worked. You know, like Haaland has worked.
Okay, Haaland.
Havertz has worked.
Debatable.
Jens Lehmann was okay over here.
No goalies. Germany, I'm not trying to shit on no German goalkeepers. Like, I think only like outfield players, no goalies, he don't count, but like.
We'll just ring off players that have been successful over here.
Yeah, either been successful here. Yeah, fair, very fair. Aubameyang was.
The manager that they're still wishing they had again did alright over here. If we're counting coaches then, let's count coaches. Klopp. Yeah. He was okay over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fine. If you want to talk. Yeah.
Klopp was pretty fine over here.
Yeah, that's very fair.
He did alright, that fella, didn't he? He did alright. Like, there's a Sané. Like, there are a few, and obviously, Sané. Like, it just depends on how you scout. Obviously, at the same time, I hear what you're saying because, like, I'm sure Haaland's goal records are, but then. You can even say, but Haaland came over here and he started doing mad numbers that we had never even really seen before over here. So he's like a rare commodity that kind of excelled in both leagues. But I'm with him in the case that I do think Premier League's higher standard, and I am always like careful of falling for Bundesliga hype. But I do kind of look more into things in terms of like, how do they do in the Champions League for said Bundesliga team? And then if they meet the standard, then I'd say, like, I don't think Robben would have been I mean, Robben did play over here and it was alright, but I don't think Ribery would have been a scrub over here. Do you know what I mean? I don't think, like a lot of players, Thomas Müller, like a lot of players in that era, I don't think would have been. But there's names on both sides, man. Like, there's a lot of players that have been successful. Obviously, I'm hoping Hikampe is someone that, you know, he's come from that Frimpong and Wirtz group. I'm hoping he's someone that can be a success here. So, and I have faith that he will be. So, now for me, I don't look at it in that way, in that sense. I'm definitely agree that the standard is different. The standard is very different. And there are a lot of players that get overhyped over there and then they come here and don't do well. But I do think, if you buy the right players, Bundesliga is one of the better leagues to have had your previous education before coming to the Premier League, in my opinion. I mean, I'm more looking at Portugal as somewhere that to be wary of, you know, or...
Yeah, Nunes and... Yeah, Gyökeres looks okay. He looks good.
Yeah, he looks better. Yeah, he looks a bit better now. But, like, there's a few players from there that, you know, it doesn't quite go the way we expect. Unless they go to the Wolves...
They're 30, bro. Cancelo, Ronaldo.
Yeah, but you're going way
CR7.
You're going way
back. But that Wolves team, that was basically
Wolves,
like
but
that time when they had. Did they have like Marco Silva or something and then changed to Nuno?
No, I think Nuno was there first.
Okay, but they had like basically a Portuguese team. They were good.
But that was a unique situation because George Mendes was basically had shares in the club and he was basically getting all these best talents over there. So and Mendes he's the agent for Ronaldo. This guy's got connections to the very best.
Yeah, of Portugal.
That was a bit of a unique situation. He knew exactly what the best talents were. It's almost like the monopoly Wenger had on France when he first came.
Diogo Jota, Pedro Neto.
Yeah, that's about Mendes. So I'm not using the Wolves thing because he knows the best. It's like Wenger couldn't go wrong or couldn't miss with the French when he had access to the golden generation in France that was coming, and only he had the access to it, and he couldn't go wrong. He's still like Grimandi and stuff, but like. It was hard for Wenger to even miss when it came to them. Mendes had that situation at Wolves, so I don't really want to use those players specifically. But Darwin Núñez was a madness. João Felix was a madness.
Yeah,
there's a few that have like not quite worked out over here, and it's leagues like that where I'm a bit skeptical when you pay big money for them.
Yeah,
but. If you're looking at players in terms of success rate, I think Bundesliga is probably one of the better outside leagues to get a player for. La Liga and Bundesliga
La Liga, yeah. I like the French, the League One, because let's just be honest, bare players in that league are like big, strong black men. So when you play like around that for so long, you just end up like physical. You're used to that. You know? So I think it translates better for the Prem. Like maybe a player from League One coming to the Prem than Bundesliga.
Because there's a lot of misses. Pepe, Gervinho, there's a lot of misses.
Yeah,
players that look crazy.
You said Gervinho.
Gervinho was like...
One season at Arsenal was cold. He had one cold.
No, he didn't.
He did have one cold season at Arsenal.
He had one cold game. He had a couple cold games. Probably like a cold month. But he's not had an outstanding season at all at Arsenal. He was a miss. And this guy was winning MVP over there over Hazard in the same team.
Yeah.
That's the hype Gervinho was getting. He was mad hyped and then it didn't quite work out. There's a few players in that league that haven't worked out where it's I don't know, but La Liga obviously would be the favourite exports for me.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think Bundesliga's up there, you know, they've got a very good hit rate over here, for sure. It's not as mad as you're saying. I think if I really wanted to think about it, I'm sure I can ring off mad names. Like Orba, Holland, who else did we say?
I can name more for the other side for sure. Even Gnabry, Sané you said who's fair, like Sané. But even your guy, Nelson?
Yeah,
was Reece Nelson? He had a nice little phase when he was in the... Was it him in the Bundesliga? Yeah, he's I think he plays... I saw him, he's on loan somewhere, and he played the other day.
Brentford,
Yeah. But, he struggles in the Prem. Do you know what I'm saying? Not struggles, but he doesn't get much game time, and he's a bit rotational and all that. And it's just always a different... Gnabry's another one that was in that similar boat where he struggled to get game time, a bit rotational, but then he goes there and he's one of the best wingers in the league. And then Kane does. It's just so different. What you can do there. Vert's their PFA Player of the Year 2 year running.
Yeah. And
then here he doesn't start. And then Xavi Simons doesn't start. Now obviously it's very early for these players, so we want to give them a bit of time.
Ekitike.
Ekitike is a good one. Yeah, it's true. Ekitike is a good one. He's a good one. Ekitike and Gravenberch though, I'll tell you why I've got a bit. I'll tell you why. However, I'll tell you why I've got a little bit of a. To me, they didn't come through the academies of those leagues. They kind of had...
You're changing.
Ekitike come through in France.
That's really. Not my argument.
Gravenberch come through Ajax. They went there for it didn't work, and then it worked at the...
Yeah, but...
Werner, Wirtz, Havertz... these men come through.
You might as well just say German players then.
They come through the education.
So you might as well just say German players don't work over here then. And if that's your argument, that's a different one.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a different argument.
That's true.
It is a different argument.
That is very true, actually.
It's a different argument.
Yeah, no, you're right. That might be my argument. But who knows, bruv? You know what I'm saying? It's something we can maybe get into another day.
Yeah.
But no, I want to actually get to this Arsenal. Let's get to Arsenal and Burnley, man.
Yeah, man.
Arsenal and Burnley. And to be fair, I've got some things to address with Arsenal.
Yeah.
I've got some things to address. Because even I mentioned it. I don't know if you want to go for. Have you got a lot to?
You go. Yeah.
Alright, man. Because I mentioned it a little bit last week with Marcus about it's getting a bit disgusting, to be honest. Like this, it's getting a bit disgusting. I made like a whole 20-minute video on my phone. Unfortunately, the screen broke, so the video is trapped in there. But there was so much that came to my mind with this Arsenal team and how they're moving now. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, they're going to be able to create like variation of goals. But now, like, with this set piece thing and how reliant they are on it, it's a bit disgusting. And then it had me thinking, like, number one, obviously I went to the game, innit? Like, I went to the big Champions League one, right?
Right.
Atletico Madrid. 4 goals they put in, 3 from corners, of course. So then the beautiful goal where Skelly created it for Martinelli, lovely goal. But before the game, we were at the pub, and obviously we're with the fans, like you're part of the fan base and everything, having a couple pints and just talking about football, really. And the fans don't like this. They don't like the style. That's like number one, the main thing. Like if you ask Man City fans throughout the Pep era, or Liverpool fans through last season with Slot or Klopp, COVID season 1920, we love the football. We love it. Like I think we loved it, bro. Like not only were we winning, the fan base loved the football we were playing.
Yeah.
We loved the style.
Yeah.
There was none of that. It was and there was big wins. There was a variation of goals. Some set pieces, some open play.
Right.
Which Arsenal obviously did that yesterday. Right. But then there's that, and I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. And then when I also look at Arsenal as a team, they always either start strong and end the season pretty slow, or vice versa. They start the season slow, and then in January, the new year, they go on an unbeaten run until the end of the season. They never do both. Like, they're yet to do both. In a season.
Right.
So then there's that, and I'm watching how they're kind of struggling to generate, even though they're the best teams at set pieces and corners in the world. They're the best team in the world, undoubtedly. But I'm watching how they're always relying on that to get their goal, even if it's the first goal of the game. And it's like set pieces are the easiest thing to like figure out, and it's gonna get figured out. Like at some point.
It's been going for a year though.
It's been going
for a year.
It's been going for over a year. Fair enough, but when we look at history, and so Arsenal have had a strong start. We've seen they've had a strong start. What strong games, big games have you played? Liverpool, City.
Yeah.
What other big games have
United is that big game still.
Yeah, so you're yet to play.
Newcastle for us is personally.
Okay, fair enough. But so you're yet to play Tottenham.
Yeah.
Yet to play Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you've played Man U. And then obviously Bournemouth and some other teams are up there, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm looking at that. They've had the strong start. They're very reliant with the set pieces. And I just think this league is more open than we think.
Yeah.
Like it might be Arsenal's to some people saying it's Arsenal's to lose. I don't think that. It's Arsenal's to win. I think, but it's not their lead to just lead. It's open. Like to me is how I see it. I think teams might catch up to them.
Yeah.
To be their defensive, like the way they defend the bear is impeccable.
Yeah.
It's impeccable. Like
yeah.
It's the best. It's so undeniable how good it is, bro. But at the same time, when they're struggling to generate these goals, they are gonna concede goals sooner or later. I'm telling you, they will. So like, that's gonna come with 1-0s and 2-0s and
Not many goals.
Yeah, probably not many. Like they're very, but it's funny because we see with Calafiori, but soon they're gonna have players coming. Like this Hincampe is gonna start playing at some point. And when these little changes happen, we don't know. Like players coming back from injury, we don't know. I think that might be when we start seeing things change a little bit. Like how long can they maintain this?
Right.
I don't know, to be honest. And I just think it's more open than we think. And this is the epitome of their, like, Arteta's basically close to the point where Klopp left. So this is like he's what, like 6.5, Arteta? Because he came halfway through the season when he came. So he's on like year 6.5, right? Or year 7.5? Okay,
definitely not 7 years.
Okay, alright. So he's maybe a few years away from when Klopp left, to be fair. But this is meant to be like the epitome of his best football. And the fans don't like it. And they've spent the money. Everyone who plays for Arsenal, he decided their contract. We're at that point now where everyone at the team was overseen by him. There's not one player, and I got rid of Aubameyang and all the ones he didn't want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is, what we're seeing now is the epitome of their best. And, well, obviously you mentioned that there's some injuries. But, yeah, man, I just don't think, what do you think of that? Because to me it's not as open.
Like, I do know what you're saying, and like, it's it's true. Like it is like it's definitely a narrative, and like even like yesterday I was with a few Gooners as well, and it's definitely a thing where some fans aren't that keen on the way we're playing, and even sort of saying things like, I don't know how I'd feel about winning this way. I did say that, trust me, let's get to May, and I want, like, trust me, you will be jumping and screaming and texting and telling me everything. Come on, you Gooners. And trust me, once we get to that point, because we've been so dominant, it's almost like we're starting to be a bit picky and choosy with how we want to do it. And I don't think we can afford to do that, just given, I think we've got to remain measured and understanding of what we're doing. And we've played the pretty football the last couple of seasons. Didn't get us nothing, unfortunately. It didn't. That first Jesus season, Zinchenko, the football we're playing, gorgeous. Like, absolutely gorgeous. But it didn't bring no trophies. So at this moment in time, it's like finding the best way. But one thing I do think about why that is a tiny bit misconstrued is, like, firstly, it's not really the way we're playing. It's just the goals that are happening right now happen to be from the set pieces. Our chance creation isn't suffering. Even the game yesterday, you were saying Saka should have scored that and should have scored that. So the chances are being created. The problem is the players that we're expecting to be prolific have either taken a while to settle in, or they're just, being wasteful at the moment. So a big part of us converting chances was Gyökeres. Like, that was a huge part. Like, Gyökeres actually finding his feet and finding form is what will see us score more than 1-0, one goal a game, and we'll see us score more in open play. But at this moment, if he's not firing, then it's going to look this way, So I think, like, it just depends how you look at it. It's more, I don't think the chance creation is actually bad at this moment. We create like loads of chances, even in open play. It's just because players aren't scoring, and this is what I said. It comes back to the argument we had at the start of the season when I was
about
saying
the weak point.
Yeah, and when I was saying the goals throughout the team and stuff, and I was just saying, but we still need that 20-goal season man that has to do it, and then I think then this argument will go, and I think Gyökeres had a really good performance yesterday, very good, but like probably the best all-round game I've seen from him so far. Again, it does come back to that point of the level of opposition. Is this the sort of game he has these games against? Burnley got promoted this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Leeds and Burnley probably his two overall best games, and they're both promoted teams. So it comes back to that argument, which is why I don't get too carried away. But overall, I did see things that had me a lot more enthusiastic about his general game than I have been all season. So that was big. But if he actually starts to be as prolific as we expected him to be, then I think this chance creation thing will, or this conversion rate and this narrative will go. It will eventually die, and I think that's that. And yeah, man, we'll just have to see. But like I said, beggars can't be choosers, and I said, it is a true narrative. What he's saying is definitely a thing. Even Arsenal fans that are very local, passionate ones that I speak to, they have this same sentiment. Only some of them. That's not everyone though, but a lot of people just want to win this league. That's it. They want to win trophies, and it doesn't matter how we do it. Just get there. And I think for me, I don't mind the way we do it this season, but then because I want an era of, like, hopefully, I mean, we all do, but I do want an era of domination in terms of there's an opening right now where you don't know what team is coming, and we look as healthy as we do right now. I feel like there's an opening to really try and dominate for, have a real era. Then I want to really be playing the expansive football. But for now, just get over the line, get the job done. And if it means that we've got to defend the way we do and score off set pieces, so be it. But one more thing closing just that point particularly is that a big thing about this is a lot of the injuries we do have, which is something, because of the squad depth, we're getting through it and we're managing it really well. But people have seen the difference when Odegaard's in this team. He makes us tick. He sets the rhythm, and he's someone that will, create. He'll just open the game up a lot more. He seems to be the one that understands Gyökeres the most. Even though Saka and Gyökeres are building a nice little dynamic now, Odegaard has been the one that's got the most out of Gyökeres in terms of running in behind. He allows the wingers as well to play better. He just makes the team better, and the games he's been back, you've seen us play at our most fluid best. So I think him coming into the team eventually will then, he changes so many dynamics, just his inclusion alone. So Odegaard in the team might put Eze on the left wing, and then Eze might require a different type of left back, and then all of a sudden the team just looks a bit more varied and different. So I think that's the thing that people do need to consider when thinking about this, So
yeah, no, we'll see, because a lot of the reason why I think also that it might is because a lot of the Arsenal fans are saying things like beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
It could be better, and that's why I don't think it's gonna last. There is confidence in the way they defend, and they can't not be confident. But what's different from the way they've defended last season and this? They're a bit better this season, but they've been one of the best defensive teams in football for a little while now at this point. And I don't know, for me, a lot of the fan base, there's not that marriage of when your team win the league, you just feel like you love everything about it.
I think that will change.
We'll have to see. But what's your thoughts on the match itself, man?
So more on the game, I think it was a solid game, really and truly, job done basically away from home. Burnley's quite a difficult ground to go to. I think undefeated in 18 games? Undefeated in 18 games, Liverpool and Arsenal being their only losses in that period. So to go there and win 2-0 was good. One of the goals being from open play was also good. So I was happy with it. I think Gyökeres, again, his best game in a best game overall in an Arsenal shirt for me.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, I definitely feel like that. And yeah, man, there's some interesting things. I think, with the midfield, for example, Eze's been positive, and I think he's been solid and good. And this is a signing that I really wanted to happen at the start of the season. So I'm happy it has happened. In terms of replacing Odegaard, I'm not sure yet people can write Odegaard off for Arsenal. Not yet. It's just not yet. I think with Eze, what Arteta does like about Trossard, so there's things that I do like about Eze that I hope can translate over onto the left wing, for example, where he's scoring more goals. And he's become quite prolific, and then there is this narrative that he has stronger second halves of the season than his first half, so I'm hoping that rings true over here as well, because he started well enough to us to be positive about this. But what Arteta does like about Trossard is in terms of our build-up, because the left side is probably our weakest area in terms of build-up players. So Gabriel, not quite the best on the ball. Declan Rice is not as strong as Odegaard or whoever's playing on the right on the ball, Zubimendi and stuff. Everyone over on that side, Rice is probably the weakest on the ball in terms of build-up, just build-up alone in the whole midfield. And, the left back this season's been Calafiori. That's probably our weakest on the ball left back we've had in a while. It's always been Zinchenko there, last season Lewis Skelly. These are proper ball handlers. Calafiori to me is the weakest one. So Trossard plays a lot because he's the most comfortable receiving between the lines, and I've noticed that he comes very short to receive and kind of get us out of trouble, and then Declan or Calafiori will make runs in beyond him. And so I feel Eze on the left wing can do that exact same job. Like he's far more comfortable than Trossard on the ball. The one thing he has to match Trossard for is his efficiency in the last third. That is a big thing, because essentially if you're going to play in a forward position, you also have to do things a forward does, which is, you know, accumulate a final action. And that's what I like about what Eze's done so far this season. He scored a few goals, got a couple of assists as well. So if he can do that and translate that and put him over to the left wing, I think it will be a seamless transition when Odegaard comes back into the team, and he'll make a big difference. One thing that I noticed when I watched the game in midweek at the ground is there was one moment when Hikampe got beyond Eze. And for me, that moment was like, that's the left side. That is the left flank.
Wait, did Eze play left that game?
He played left wing. He played left wing that game because Martinelli's out injured. So Eze played left wing that game. Hikampe was actually centre back.
Yeah.
But there was just one moment when Hikampe did make an overlap. I think maybe off a set piece, ricochets and stuff, and then he had a moment and Eze did this like nice disguise pass to play him in. And that moment there was like, this is going to be the left side. Now obviously it'll be a whole different change in style with this, because our left backs haven't been overlapping this season. But I think once we do that, and I've noticed that, I do think Hikampe is being slowly introduced into the team, just slowly. And I think at the moment, with the defensive record and the clean sheets and stuff, you can't really justify taking anyone out of the back line at the moment. You just can't do it. But I do think Calafiori seems like the one that's most likely to, if anyone is going to get shifted from there, it seems Calafiori. He's the one that gets substituted the most, substituted out the game the most between them. He.
Do you mind if I quickly interrupt? See, it wouldn't surprise me if they made a change like that and then there was a drop in form. Because when I watch Arsenal, to me, Calafiori is so important in their build-up. Like the spanner he puts in the works in terms of, when I was saying it last week with Marcus, when you just have that fourth man running up top now, and no one can really defend him because everyone's man marking someone already, and he's actually pretty efficient at shooting and whatnot, and he's up there now. A lot of us, I was watching highlights yesterday, that's a lot of their play. They were doing it with Timber as well, when he was just running into a striker's position. And I see a lot of that being kind of in line with their tactics. So I mean, you're saying this change can happen, but that's where I can see where like
the reason I disagree is because I think people don't realise how like Rice carries Calafiori a lot defensively on that left. Like when Calafiori's going on these mad runs, Rice was almost like left back. And one thing is Rice, after he scored the goal, Rice was almost very satisfied to be like, do you know what, I don't even need to attack as much anymore, and like I've got my goal now, I'm at peace. And he basically was covering a lot in that left back position, and he was like holding Calafiori's hand over there. Like that's probably why he eventually got subbed out, because he was it feels like if we are gonna the next goal we do concede, it feels like it almost probably will be down that side. Like thankfully Rice is there, but Calafiori does seem the weakest one.
For sure. That's definitely.
He's the weakest one, and I don't think he's doing enough going forward anymore to even justify this fourth attacker thing. Like I think, like I'd rather someone that just makes the overall team better, because Calafiori does things like, but in isolation, like it's kind of more good for himself, not. It doesn't really, it doesn't function fluidly with the rest of the team, the things he does when he goes forward. In my opinion, it's just like wonder moments on a solo thing. But I don't think he'll make enough. Whereas Hikampie's got like very good byline and getting to like sort of on the touchline and whips some like dangerous balls in. I think that threat, plus he's better defensively, like an absolute warrior.
But one of Calafiori's runs up yesterday is what created the corner for you man to score the corner.
Maybe, but
it's like technically that And Arteta likes it a lot. So, like, this Hincapie thing, I don't know if
yeah, but I can see Arteta likes Hincapie. Like,
yeah, fair
I think it's one of those, like, I've got no complaints about Calafiori. At the end of the day, he's been part of a backline that's not conceded many. But I do think eventually, I just think Hincapie is a better player. And, you know, like, eventually, by the second half of the season, I think he'll be starting at left back. Like, I think Calafiori is the third best left back at the club.
Yeah,
like,
I know,
so
you mentioned it.
Yeah, so like for me, like Champions League, Lewis Skelly absolutely excels, and I think in the build-up he gives us something more. And then I think Hincapie is just better than Calafiori. Like Calafiori's place is definitely up for grabs in my opinion. But when you're saying about the change will sort of cause a difference and stuff. I don't think the change will happen until it's required to happen. So I think for now, you leave it as it is. But once maybe even we concede that first goal, I think then you can start to toy with the idea, just to refresh it up. So it's more actually answering to the case, to the case of like things switching up. I think once we do concede or whatever, you then refresh it, and I think that spot is up for grabs personally. And I think Hincapie is a different level to Calafiori personally. I do think that, like, Calafiori looks good, and you know, social media, funny, all of this, but if we're just talking football, I think Hincapie is just a top athlete, warrior. The way he loves to defend, he's got that Gabriel passion about him. You know what I mean? Like he like loves to defend. Even seeing him, just the way he was, even 1v1 defending, transitional defending, he's quick, far quicker than Calafiori too. So he can actually make a lot of his own recoveries too. And I think even him, then it will actually give Rice a bit more freedom to go forward a bit more again. So you don't need Calafiori to do that anyway. So I think, you know, that place is up for grabs, and we'll have to see how that goes. But we'll see, man. But another thing is,
go on.
I am happy that Nwaneri is getting more trust. And in fact, to stay on the defensive quickly, also, one thing I think that won't be such a big change is that Arteta, I think it's more Arteta's system rather than the defenders individually. So
fair enough.
I feel like almost anyone, obviously of decent quality, but almost anyone can come into the back line and is seamless. Like Mosquera's actually played in a lot of these games throughout this run, and seamlessly has fitted in. This guy went to Anfield and we didn't skip a beat. It was a goal conceded from a wonder free kick, like a dead ball situation. So, like, I think the system is more what's the most important thing. And then it seems like you can almost pick and choose. And I've noticed Arteta, like, the reason Arteta is a defensive coach, he has a lot of fun with the defense. Like, I've noticed he likes to sometimes end a game where if Mosquera was playing, he might bring, like, in a cup game, for example, he might bring a Gabriel on, put Mosquera at right back. Like, sometimes he brings, like, Skelly on, does this, and, like, moves players around. Like, it's almost the way sometimes coaches treat their attackers when they're switching them around and rotating. Arteta does this with the defence. Like, he makes defensive substitutions every game, has so much fun. We go to a back five sometimes, this and that. Like, he does it. But the back five thing, I get it. We've been playing against teams that have been using two up front for a while. So the back five is normal. But I just think, like, the transition is based on Arteta's system, and any defender can come in. So Hincapie in for Calafiori will be seamless, in my opinion. And it probably might improve us defensively, to be honest. But also going forward. And then, Nwaneri, obviously the game I was at, he scored a goal, and that was a good moment for him. Like, great finish too. In a left half space position too, which was interesting. And man, I'm glad that Nwaneri scored, because obviously with these Odegaard issues at the moment, even the way I speak on Odegaard making a difference and changing the team, it's more in regards to the short or immediate term. Long term, I'm still not sure about, you know, what Odegaard's status here might be, like whether the team are kind of preparing to, you know, move on without him or whatnot. I don't know, but a captain, you know, this is the least present I've seen him in this team, even if it's through injury or wherever.
Yeah.
So you've got to start making those preparations regardless. Like, if he's going to be injury prone now, if that's the case, you've got to start building. And obviously Nwaneri, besides Eze, is like a big person to have this opportunity, and he's got to step into this. And I think Nwaneri, there are things he does need to improve. So watching the game on Tuesday live, like, he does need to not let the game pass him by a lot. A lot of the game does pass him by a bit, and sometimes he can he's just waiting to show what he can do on the ball, and he needs to improve.
That engagement, you mean? Like focus.
Like he needs to realise that off the ball is a big part of just midfield in general. Never mind our midfield, but midfield in general. Like, it's not about what you can do on the ball. You can't be a luxury player in the 8th position. So he's got to adjust this and improve this. But on the ball, there's no doubts about what he can do. I still do think he's better with someone that can dictate the game. So in midweek, I think the midfield was poor because we had Marino and Norgard playing there. None of those players are ball handlers like that, or they can't dictate the tempo of the game. So you're almost asking Nwaneri to be the most technical player in that midfield. And that's not really his game. His game is basically penetrating and breaking lines, either through dribbling or those short little passes, snappy 1-2s and stuff. And Nwaneri, for me, he has to improve these things, but he needs the right players around him to get the best out of him. And I think this system is actually quite perfect for him to actually step into it. Like, Rice is someone that offers the legs that maybe he doesn't have in terms of getting up and down. And then Zubimendi is more the controller that, dictates the tempo. And I think Nwaneri can actually fit seamlessly into this setup quite well, actually. So I do want to see more of him. But I do understand also why Arteta is patient with that situation. I do. Like, a lot of people just say, why is he not playing Nwaneri? No, after seeing him like live in the flesh and watching him, because I was watching the academy players very closely, and almost a lot of them off the ball, isolating the camera on them. And there are a lot of things Nwaneri does need to improve. Why I understand that a title competing team right now, he can't just seamlessly walk into. Even Eze is kind of struggling in the midfield, but because of the level he's at and the fact he can still score and stuff is why he's going to play. But it's a big step for Nwaneri, and I think Arteta's using him in the right manner. So
hypothetically, if Ranieri was to, so let's say you play that midfield,
right?
Zubimendi, Rice, and Ranieri. On the left, you want Eze or like you push Eze to
is this with the context of Odegaard's injured?
Okay.
But do you know what? I think as it is now is fine. I think Eze and Trost, in terms of experience, because we're fighting for the league here. So in terms of experience, Eze in midfield and Trost, I think Arteta's doing it right.
Yeah, fair. You agree with the way. No, I was just saying hypothetically, but no, fair enough, man. Is there anything else on Arsenal you've got to add in for that match?
Nah. I mean, I guess it can segue into the next thing. I mean, I did see Cech talk about the record.
The defence. Yeah, Arsenal really going for it. They've been impeccable in defence. I've got to give it to. Like, they're not only they're not conceding. Marcus was saying this to me. He's been saying it in a group chat. Yeah, like, I think Arsenal might be his English team now, but it was Man U when he first moved here. But yeah, bro, like, he's saying not only do Arsenal not concede goals, they don't concede shots. Yeah. Which, like, to be fair, a lot of that is Rice. Rice plays a big part in the defensive work of the team, a massive part. Like, when you can win that no man's land battle, then it's like they can't even break the line, some teams. Yeah. But man, what was Cech? It's mad what they're on, but what was Cech saying?
So, like, obviously we're going for this record that Chelsea have, which is only 15 goals conceded over a whole season. Yeah. And I want to break that record.
Where were Arsenal now? 3 or 4?
3 goals conceded. Yeah. I think it's still more than Chelsea had at the same stage, but not too much more. Mm-hmm. And I want this record. Like, for me, anything is great to wipe out a Mourinho stat. Pep's already like erased a lot of his greatness in this league, and like like, obviously I am a fan of Mourinho in some ways, like, just like I do admire his story in terms of he wasn't a great professional footballer, and then still somehow made a great managerial career, one of the greatest ever. There's a lot of admiration in that. Like I think it's inspiring. For people that, you know, because people always say, you know, if you didn't play the game, you don't know. But Mourinho deaded that narrative.
Sarri as well.
Like coaches like that. So, but the levels Mourinho got to is very admirable. And like, so I do respect Mourinho's journey. Obviously, his personality, he's a funny man and all of this. And he's a great manager, make no mistake. But obviously, the disrespect he
gave to Wenger,
was mad. And like, he's a big reason in why I just really dislike Chelsea. Overall, I think, you know, just the way he came in, and obviously he came in success. Everyone hates the winners, but just, you know, just the respect levels weren't there, you know, and man, like, so, you know, it'll be nice to erase that take that away from Mourinho, because then you're almost that 04-05 Chelsea team can almost be erased overall in terms of like when we talk Invincibles, Centurions, this and that, like Chelsea, for some reason that 04-05 team gets put in there, and I don't know if it's because it was such a big moment for them, but around the rest of the league, I don't think it's that memorable like that. But because it was a great defense, it's a great defense. So I'll give you that. I'll give him that. But
fortress. Shit.
But if we can erase that, and we'll have two different teams in that talk, that'll be great. And you know, Cech said something about, you know, like obviously we didn't this, and like they could do it, and they could do it, and like it's just the words he's using. And obviously he played in that team, so we is natural for him to say they can't break our record, or they might break our record and this and that. But it's just the way he's talking is so biased to Chelsea that I just can't believe this man came to my club and started the Europa League final, like
against Chelsea.
Like we ended up working for. And that's why my thing about why I'm always very wary with signing players from Chelsea. Like, don't sign their legends. Do you know what? Now I'm starting to be more open to the players that have points to prove, like Havertz. Even Madueke now, you know, like, sometimes I'm looking at our bench yesterday where Mourinho was the only attacker we could really bring on, unless you want to risk Dalman, which is bad. And it made me think, you know, Madueke would have been good, like, especially when the way Saka was missing, it would have been nice to bring just the natural winger on and stuff. So I'm kind of looking, like, embracing a bit more the Chelsea signings with points to prove, but not the ones that are fulfilled in their careers. So Sterling, even though Sterling's not fulfilled as a Chelsea legend, he's done everything he needs to just in football. He was a disgrace in the Champions League though, considering he hasn't won that, and I thought he would have gone for it more, but you know, but like Cech, Luiz, Willian, all these guys, and Cech is another one, and what people need to remember as well, Cech was so damaging to our club, because I seen the Chesney and Wenger little interview sit-down thing the other day, and like obviously he's admitting his mistake. Cech killed off Chesney's career at Arsenal. He interfered with Martinez's career. Two goalkeepers that would have been world class, like would have been starters for Arsenal and really helped us. And you know, and then he lost us. He was a big part in us losing a Europa League final, one of the biggest games in our history at that point. Like, he was a big part of that. And, you know, especially losing to Chelsea, that was mad. We were out of the Champions League for like 6 years. So, like, this should have never happened. And I just don't like Cech.
So, because obviously Chesney and you say Martinez both became like world class. Chesney for sure.
Martinez as well. He won a World Cup in that.
True. He's respected. Sure. Yeah, no, but I hear that, man. Agent Cech. Yeah, man. But obviously, I wanted to cover this, you know. Like, obviously, we've got Real Madrid on Tuesday, Liverpool, so very soon. And I was thinking, it's hard for me to say I'm very confident. I'm a little bit, because we picked up a bit of form, but of course, how we've been decent in the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? We've been okay. Obviously, we lost one of them. But we've been all right there. You know what I mean? We beat Bayern, we beat Frankfurt. Galatasaray weren't great.
No.
But, like, when I look at Madrid, they look flawless. But Vini, that guy's crashing out. And when I see any way we can maybe, any weakness in their side, to me, that might be... Sometimes he plays better with a chip on his shoulder, I won't even lie, but at the same time, they're going to need... It's going to be a back and forth game. They're going to need to work hard defensively as well as how they work in attack. Like, everyone, they can't really have passengers this game. They won't be able to have it, similar to us. So I look at it as like, maybe we need to, you know, expose that side of things, really, in that game. But overall, I'm just thinking about Vini as of late, and like, I don't know if you've been seeing everything. You watched the Classico game, right?
I did watch it.
So when he got subbed off, man just stormed off, and then he came back out to do the other. No, I love that though. I love that. Obviously, you talk too much. Yeah. But that, and then last game, so yesterday, Madrid played. Mbappe's on a hat-trick, scores a penalty, gets another goal. They are rewarded with another penalty, Madrid. And he gives it to Vini, innit? Like, he's been very diplomatic, Mbappe, throughout, because he kind of know. We all know. And I can't lie, this Vini crash out is kind of pissing me off, because it's like, know your level, though. Like, does he really, like, you're not Mbappe, sorry. Like, Mbappe is like, that's why Ronaldo embraced, like, him, when, like, he came to Madrid, he proper embraces, gives him advice, because that's the levels we're on. And it pisses me off that, like, sorry, but Vinny's not... Does he not see it? Like, come on, bro. This guy is up there with, like, the others, and there'll be such a better team. He's been crashing out so much, so it's best if I leave, if I go. He said recently, and it's like, bro, like, it's kind of pissing me off now, because it's like, bro, just understand the levels. I hate it when things like this happen, and it's like, bro, the world, Mbappe's on a different level. I'm sorry, he's on a different level to man. Like,
but do you think that's his actual beef though? Like, you think internally that's...
You think it's more rotation and...
I don't know what it is, but if essentially you're saying he's not envious of Mbappe, but in some ways he's
upset that they're moving on to a new star. Because let's be honest, that's what it is. He's not the face of the main character of the team anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? And you have to just acknowledge that. So in my opinion, you have to, and when you do acknowledge that, if he played different last season, I think they'll be starting up top together. But he lets his ego get in the way of such good things he does. Like, even he played sick. Yesterday, by the way, it was controversial whether Alonso actually starts him, because he was saying mad things, like he was trying to round up the team against Alonso. But at the same time, did the apology? Sorry, go on, bro. Yeah.
No, but I think he played good in Classico as well.
Yeah, he played cold. I thought it was a bit unfair he came off. He did play cold.
You can understand.
Yeah, I can understand if he's too emotional still.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like when you get subbed off, I can understand you being visibly pissed, frustrated, maybe walking off, and then sitting down in the area. But for you to like walk out of the whole, like he walked out the whole thing, and then he was shouting,
and then he popped back up.
For the beef. You know? So he walked out of the whole thing, like. Was saying it's best if I leave. Like, he was saying that at the time, like, he couldn't. He was saying, they're winning. El Clasico is a bad look. Like, it was a bad look, bro. Like, I'm sorry, it weren't a good look. And sorry.
Yeah. No, go on, you still.
And it takes away from his good performances. Like, that game, he played good. Yeah. And arguably didn't deserve to get subbed off. Right. If he didn't make so much of a drama out of it, I guarantee the narrative would be this. He was a little bit pissed, but he didn't deserve to get subbed off, and he did get subbed off. It's fair that he's pissed. Yeah. Or even the game yesterday, it was controversial, Alonso bringing him back into the pitch because of everything, starting him, but he does start him, and he does play well, again. But because of that's fair, but with all the talk, he sometimes takes the attention away from, because he played good that game, you're right, he didn't deserve to... But he took the attention away from that by just like being mad emotional, and he's so emotional, and at the same time it's like you really think you're like when, because Mbappe is Messi, like he's not Messi level, but he's on that. There's only like maybe 5 to 10 to me that are like that level to me. There's like a certain level, like Pele, Maradona, Ronaldo, Messi, Zidane, maybe Yamal, and Mbappe. Really, like a lot of from the last gen, like from the gen of when we were watching, like where we first came in. To me, really only Zidane. But I don't even know if R9 is in that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even know. Like maybe only Zidane. The next gen only Ronaldo, Messi. The next gen only like Mbappe and Yamal. And I'm sorry, like. And before I was watching football, Maradona and Pele and others that I don't know, I can't really reference that time. But like that's the levels this guy sets, bro. On a bad season, he does 30. Like last season, on his first, he does 30, and like that's a bad season for him. Yeah. And it's like, bro, come on, man, you gotta understand the levels here. I think it'll be better. It'll be a better look for him, and he will look greater. Just being able to understand and be a true... Madrid would love him if his attitude was different. Like, they would arguably love him more than Mbappe. If he just accepted it and still hustled for the team, the way Madrid are, they would love him more than Mbappe, I think, because he's already won, like, brought Champions Leagues and stuff there. So, like, if he was as humble about it and won more, he would be like the OG, almost, like, of the... But his attitude will make him not... He just turned himself into a villain, in my opinion, just crashing out. It's so emotional, bro. It's a bit disgusting sometimes, bro.
No, I think...
I hate seeing it, bro.
Yeah, but I do think there's more to it, though. Like, I think, like, obviously the thing you mentioned, the Champions League he won. Yeah. Like... He's done that already for the club. 2 finals where you've scored a goal, the winning goal. Like, that's already something. So already it's about, like, I'm the one that set up this new generation. Like, obviously Benzema was there guiding me on the first one. But in terms of when it was our turn, in terms of post-Ronaldo Ramos era, I'm the one that really took the mantle and stepped up and bought the Champions. So already over here, I should have status. And then I think there's other things as well. Like, I think that it's really, if you really want to go down the timeline, it's kind of been since that Ballon d'Or he lost to Rodri. And I think he probably low-key feels that... By the way, if Real Madrid want one of their players to win a Ballon d'Or and the fight is fair enough for them, they win them. Simple. They win them. Perez got Modric, made sure Modric won one, made sure Benzema won one. Ronaldo at times when really, a lot of the time, there was a lot of years where Messi was just better, but for football to be fair and look better, it was better that they were both going out. But Messi could have easily cleaned up, like, in most of those years, to be honest. Like, he could easily have... I think Ronaldo has more, don't he? Or no, Messi might have just... But it shouldn't even be that equal, really, if we really want to be true about it. So, like... If Real Madrid player has a fair enough fight, Perez makes sure the job gets done, and I feel he makes sure it gets done, and I feel maybe Vini feels he didn't fight enough for him because Vini shouldn't have been losing no balance to Rodri. Yeah, sorry, he shouldn't have. If Perez wanted to make sure it happened, then that ain't happening. And then all these people coming out like, this is good for football. No, it ain't. No, Rodri's not a Ballon d'Or caliber player.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not caliber. Yeah, and like really must be looking at that thinking, do you know what? This club ain't even do that for me. And so after all I've done for them. And I don't know if it was a thing of, you know, they wanted to protect certain characters and stuff and they didn't want Vini to... Like, I don't know. Yeah. But what I do know is they didn't fight enough to get him that Ballon d'Or. And then, you know, but Ancelotti still, I think, managed the situation well. Like, I think Vini's success has been under Ancelotti. I think that's his best coach. Now he's at Brazil, where he'll probably continue that. But I think with Alonso now, because I noticed in that statement when he apologised, is like... He didn't mention the manager. I don't know if it was mistranslated or whatever, I don't know. But it said, I apologise to the club, my team or something, the fans or something, and the president. And Alonso weren't mentioned. So I think there's something brewing between them. And that might be the case here. And, you know, Alonso has to win to justify that thing. But... Yeah, man. Like, I think there's more to it other than he's just jealous of Mbappe. Personally, I think there's a lot to it.
Yeah, and you're right. I think the change in the manager is a big part. Big part. I'm not gonna lie. The way Madrid are looking now against Barca, what Alonso did in the Bundesliga, which I don't respect that league, but he went unbeaten. That's what I mean. Like, like the levels are so like low there that you have to do that to be like go unbeaten, which is unheard of in today's football, going unbeaten, unless it's a Bundesliga. No. So like, for Heat, like they are gonna favour him, and then let's not forget he's a legend here, boy. Like let's not forget, Alonso's a legend here though. Like think to Vini. Yeah, he might be now the manager. He's a legend here, won hella Champions Leagues and is one of our legends. So let's humble yourself a little bit first and foremost and understand who you're talking to. Because if man tried to talk like this to Gerrard and he was doing what Alonso's doing at Madrid, at Liverpool now, bruv, we're taking his side, bruv. Watch your mouth, little boy. Like, I'm sorry. Watch your mouth, bro.
In terms of Alonso,
but because they're performing, obviously you have to. That's the big thing. But he's a legend too. Like, not only he's a legend too, bro. That's so rare when you get a legend that was a legend at your club, now a manager and is doing impeccable too. So rare.
Yeah, but Madrid are ruthless. So like Zidane, I don't think I'm not gonna say Zidane ever got sacked, but there was times when. I'm sure there was one of those eras Zidane probably wanted to stay a bit more longer and didn't for whatever reason. So that goes out the window. But like Alonso's career, glamorous career, in manager terms, hasn't happened at Madrid yet. Vini's done things already at Madrid.
Okay, there's an argument there.
I would be careful on them going full-fledged on this Alonso back in. Fair play if you want to do that, but that means Perez has to change his way. You got to be patient now and understand this is a project type coach, and you got to stick with that all the way. But if you're trying to do your usual 3 or 4 years thing, then isolating Vini wouldn't be smart in my opinion. I don't think that would be wise. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but no, I hear that, man. No, but yeah,
we'll see how it goes. It's interesting. Where do you think he'll go if he does leave? Though?
It's a great question. It's a great question. I don't know if he'll go PSG. I can't see Luis Enrique wanting his type of player, I'll be honest, but the type of player he is. Maybe like a Bayern.
Really?
Yeah, like who are their wingers now? They got Diaz and...
Gnabry's still about.
Yeah, like, and no, Olise.
Oh, Olise.
Yeah. So, mate, I wouldn't want him. Like, I want us to move from wingers anyway, and obviously he's on the left. I wouldn't want him at our club. Would you take Vini?
You'd be silly not to, but I don't.
But how much are you willing to pay? Like, what's your max? How much are you willing?
He would cost a lot.
Of course. So what's your limit?
So you'll probably have to pay like over 130 for him.
130 in today's market.
For Vini, like he's still young. Yeah. Like, he's still like 25.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay like 130 plus, probably more than that to be honest. But
yeah, that's fucking expensive. Yeah, because of how much we spend on Verts.
He's one of the best.
No, it's true. No, it's true. It's just because we
can't talk about Vini like he's some.
No, it's true. No. He is one of the best. It's true. I'm just really deep in it and remembering like shit. 130 is like because when I think Ronaldo went for 85, it was just a long time ago. Though. Like, we paid 117 for Verts.
He would actually go for a lot more. I'm just like being generous. Just if it's a case of like he's having problems at the clubs, usually it becomes cut price deal. But I think probably 150 more. Like
you would be willing to spend that.
I didn't say that.
How much would you be willing to spend? Like if Arsenal were to...
Whatever it takes. Vinny's that level of player. Vinny is that level of player. But I just don't know how much he'll fit in this team. That's what I'm saying. So all those other things is why...
That's what, mate, to me, brings the price down a little bit, things like that. No? He's not the most professional man, bro.
Not that level of talent, though.
But his professionalism is fucking bad. Like, we've got to be honest, he's not professional, bro. So, like...
But
that brings the price down.
But then people would have said that the way Isak was acting out before leaving Newcastle didn't change the price. It didn't cut the price down anymore, the way he was acting out. And you could say, but he hasn't had a long history of being that way. But that made the missing training stuff made a lot of people think, Isak's this and that. And the Newcastle still said this is what we want and this is what we expect. Give us that. So when it's just when we're talking like one of the few elite players.
It's true. It's true. He is.
I don't know if he would fit into like the way Arteta. I don't think Arteta really would tolerate that type of player, personally. So I don't think it'll ever happen. But I would never turn my nose up at a talent like Vini.
Yeah, maybe Serie A, or like even like a Chelsea, maybe City. Like I don't know. Like it'll be one of those teams that can afford, like PSG, City, Chelsea. I think. Do you know what I mean? Who can afford to waste the type of money?
I hope you don't do dumb shit and go Saudi though. He is the type to do some dumb shit like that. Just go Saudi, give it up. And I hope he does. He's too great.
But a lot of players, I noticed players go that just to secure life. They go there for one season.
For sure.
Because one season there is like, the money is like, you're done for life now. And then they come back to...
Who's done that comeback and been successful outside of Henderson?
Outside of Henderson.
And even his I don't count because he's ended his career.
Soon.
John Duran.
Yeah, is he?
I think he's back in Europe somewhere, but already he's at I can't remember where he's at. Let me check. But he's at some. He's in like Portugal or something.
Okay.
Let me check. Because like that's an example of you kind of downgraded your career already. And I'm trying to think of who's gone there like in their prime.
Yeah.
And it's worked in that sense where you've come back and he's in Turkey. Sorry, Fenerbahce.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just like Vini could do it, you could secure a life, cool, but you're leaving a whole legacy behind. A whole legacy behind. Like, you're meant to be great.
Yeah, it's true. Even a lot more, like, all the talk with Rodrigo last season, like, before the season began, he's like that even times higher, to be fair. Like, he's got a more potential, like, better player, I think, to be honest. So, he's not as professional as Rodrigo at all.
Yeah.
And that's like where things can, but like he is a top level talent. He's world class for sure. So like, it'll be interesting. Yeah, man. So do we have a question of the week this week?
Nah, not this week.
Yeah, no question of the week. So even, you know what, man? We weren't able to generate many videos from TikTok because my phone has been out of commission. Just the screen was bust. I'm getting my new one tomorrow, so we'll be back on. So apologies for that. But I just wanted to encourage people. Yeah, man, just ask questions. Obviously, there weren't a lot to like go off for the last week. To be fair, shout out Marcus again for that episode because it was he held it down for real, bro, and sick insight with Italian and other leagues, you know. But man, I'm gonna still make some clips out of that as well when I get my phone again. But man, like, let's get some questions of the week, guys. Like, ask us anything you want, and man, we're happy to answer them. But I think that wraps up another episode. Wraps up episode 9. Big week. Look out as well, because we'll probably have a little bit of coverage on European games this week, innit? Yeah. Who are you playing? Who Arsenal got Wednesday?
I don't think that's the Atletico game.
Nah, what, you got Atletico again?
No, sorry, Bayern, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, obviously Tuesday, Liverpool got Madrid. Amin will be there for that one. Who have you got?
Well, okay, we're a couple hours earlier than yours. Cool.
Oh, on Tuesday as well?
Yeah, I do want to watch yours, so...
Do we normally play different days?
Yeah. But with the league phase, it's always kind of different.
Oh, sporadic. Okay, fair. I didn't know that. Okay, you've got the early kickoff then, the 5:45 thing. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because the big one obviously is Trent returning to.
Yeah, I do want to watch that.
I mean, I'm not Trent. Yeah.
Shout out to the TV, to the production lot on that one. Yeah. I didn't really want to miss that.
Yeah. Alonso Trent coming back to Anfield is huge. So man. So just keep your eyes out on the TikTok. There'll be some stuff covering that. But man, another episode. Peace.